I grew up in Maryland, just outside of Annapolis. My parents got divorced, so it was just my sister and my mother, and it was that way for about 10 years till my mother remarried. Didn't have a lot of money, but she always made things fun for her kids. And, I kind of think the things you need to be successful in life, you learn by the first grade. And she taught me to respect people, to have ethics, to work hard, and to be willing to try new things. Those are life lessons that I think pay dividends throughout your life. I put myself through college. I had a job at night, 4 hours a night, working at UPS. But in the spring and summer, I also built above-ground swimming pools, and I had my own company. I originally did that for somebody else, and I realized I can do this. So I went out and got the contracts, got the trucks. It was a lot of work, that and going to school and the job at night, but it allowed me to put myself through college. And when I graduated with a degree in accounting and finance, I went to work for a company that is now KPMG. I was fortunate enough to get my CPA exam on the first try, and then the offers started coming in. I had a family at that time, a wife and a son, so the little bit extra money that came with those offers was pretty enticing. So I went to work for a retail firm out of Washington, D.C. called Dart Group. Started to visit Florida a couple times. My father had moved down there, and I decided I wanted to move to Florida. I took a job down on Miami Beach with a financier by the name of Victor Posner, and his company was DWG. Then I eventually moved from the Miami area up to Jupiter, Florida, took a job with a company that is now called NextEra. Got a reputation as somebody that could come in and fix a problem company that we might own or division or something like that. So that reputation eventually led to me getting a job in Colorado with a company called New Century Energies. Convinced me to come out to Colorado and move the family out there, and ultimately New Century Energies became Xcel Energy in 2000. And you might recall in the early 2000s we had our own financial crisis, and I was very involved in getting us through that, and that kind of led to becoming treasurer, then CFO, then COO, and then CEO. When I came out of college, I certainly had no idea that one day I'd be CEO of a Fortune 500 company. I have a saying here at Xcel Energy that, our assets are literally embedded in the community. So those assets aren't going anywhere, and the health of our community really reflects upon the health of Xcel Energy. So it's really in our DNA to give back, and my wife Kathleen and I had the opportunity to chair the United Way campaign in 2017. It really was a rewarding experience for both of us. We got to get out there and see some of these charities and the great work they do, and my wife really became involved in a couple of those charities post 2017. I've had the opportunity to do things within the community too, like chair the Minnesota Business Partnership, and some of the focuses we've had on education and transport and lately, diversity, equity, and inclusion. We all live in these communities, and healthy communities are good for all of us. But for Xcel Energy, it's even doubly important. I think from a business perspective, I think I'll be remembered as, the CEO that really drove the clean energy transition, not only at Xcel, but I think across my industry. We became the first utility in the country to announce a carbon-free vision of being 100% carbon-free by 2050 and an 80% carbon reduction by 2030. We've already reduced carbon by 50%, and we have tactical concrete plans in front of our regulators to get to at least 80% carbon reduction by 2030. So I think I'll be remembered for that externally. Pretty proud of that. One of the things that I was very committed to early on is hiring veterans and giving them an opportunity. I mean, they have the right stuff. They're perfect for Xcel Energy, and we really stepped up our efforts, and we set a goal to have 10% of our hiring be veterans, and we've been successful at that. I believe the American dream is still alive, and entrepreneurship is probably the best path to capture that American dream. It really can lift people up. So I think we need to show that these opportunities exist. We need to teach people the skills, both the hard skills and the soft skills that will make them successful entrepreneurs, which will make them successful in their lives, and our country will be the better for it. It's really a noble purpose.